Hi, folks. Welcome to 2026. So, I want to start by talking about the moment that we find ourselves in. I want to offer some predictions, some guesses, some maybe some biases grounded in my own experiences and values, some feelings about what I think is coming for leaders this year. So, to start, I anticipate there will be more conflict, more volatility, more reactivity, more polarization, more distrust in the space, in the public arena, in our organizations, in our communities. I think there'll be more social shifts, changing and evolving. Values will make themselves really evident. More AI, more misinformation, more emotion. I think fear, anger, hate, anxiety, despair will fill the space if we let it. All the isms will be evident, inequities will grow, hate and discrimination are on the rise. In essence, I really think that the old skills, the ways of working, the reliable, stable assumptions that we used to hold on to, that used to allow us to put our skills and our ways of working into place to address challenges will not work any longer. You know that Albert Einstein saying we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used to create them? I think that's true more than ever in 2026. I want to invite you to lead from what life gives you rather than wait to lead when you're at your best or you've had time to prepare. I'm taping this video from bed with my Kleenex and my cup of tea, not feeling 100%, but also feeling how important it is to set you up for success, to give you some tips and some tools and some ideas about how to lead in this unprecedented time. So lead from where you find yourself, not from waiting for the best moment or to be fully prepared. Lead from where you are. I also want to encourage us to give up our Instagram versions of leadership. You know, the performative ones where we have makeup on or our hair looks good, which is not the case for me today, where we put forward just one version of ourselves that is performative, that looks good, even if we're struggling. I want to encourage us to step beyond the, oh, look at all the great things in my life and nurture and embrace the wholeness of humanity. Because when we do that for ourselves, when we are raw and authentic and real and honest, we build understanding and connection and relationship and trust. And we encourage that from the folks that we're working with in community and in our organizations and in our lives. So let's be a little bit more honest about what it means to lead in these unprecedented times. I want to encourage you to nurture your courage, care for it like it's a living thing, like a houseplant or a pet, or a sea monkey you're trying to keep alive. Feed it, stretch it, step into it. You're going to need it this year more than ever, I think. Courage is going to be the catalyst and the foundation and the bedrock for everything you do as a leader. Agility, flexibility, innovation, transformation, and creativity will be your foundation this year. We're going to need to try and test and fail and learn from that. We're going to need to have a mantra of begin again every day, every moment, every situation where things didn't go as planned, because the volatility and the unpredictability and the uncertainty in the space will be rampant. And so let's just be willing to begin again and to feed that creativity, to expand our range, to take up new activities and hobbies that push the limits of things that you used to know how to do, that stretch your skills. You never know where a new lesson will come from that will serve your leadership, that will allow you to meet the moment. This year, I've decided to embrace winter, so I'm taking up downhill skiing after a decade of not being on skis. I've started cross country skiing and I never used to do that. I'm going to take a fiber arts class. I'm learning how to crochet. I'm writing a novel and have signed up for a 9-month writing program. And I'm building my skills that are directly applicable to leadership and to working in the conflict space. But I think there'll be lessons in all those spaces that feed my creativity and innovation that will allow me to meet the moment. This is the year to get really messy and to embrace complexity. And that requires us to collaborate, to cooperate, to build coalitions, to work with other people, and to reach out beyond our comfort zone and beyond our existing networks. We need all the ideas, the experiences, the creativity to meet the moment. So don't go it alone. Be sure to do it together and to do it with folks you have relationships with and you trust, and new people that you haven't worked with before as well. Build your resilience. Resilience is not a vacation or a long weekend or a bubble bath. It is a practice, a routine, a ritual of deep listening to your body, your mind, your soul, your heart, stepping back when you need to, paying really close attention. And of course, self awareness is a core competency of leadership. So build your self awareness in service to your resilience so you can go for the long haul, the long journey, so you can be in greater service to others. If you just push through, if you just keep going, if you don't take the time to feed the whole of who you are, you won't be in it for the long haul. You won't make the end to the end of the journey. You've heard me say the world needs more leaders who lead differently. Now is the time. You are that leader. And in the inspiring words of Clarissa Pinkola Estes, we were made for these times. Here's to your leadership in 2026. Thanks for listening.